Alright, welcome back to Metal Heroes Review, episode 100. Yep, the third of these tokusatsu reviews I've done, basically where I reach 100 episodes. First was obviously Super Sentai, Comrade reach it. It was so obvious Metal Heroes in the next one, and obviously the next one's going to be Ultra. Whenever I get a chance to get back to that one. I'm holding off on doing Ultra reviews purely because basically these are shows, basically like in the case of Metal Heroes, there's not many left to go for this one. Same thing for Sentai, and I really want to get on more Comrade because last year I only managed to get on one. This year I've gotten done two so far this year. I'm about to do my third one really soon after I do my next Metal Hero series, which I'll talk basically what I'm going to do next when I talk about the very next review for this one. I'll review what I'm doing next. So, wow, can you believe basically I've been reviewing this series now for 3 years? Yes. And I started off with Jiraiya. That's right, with Space Sheriff Gavin. Yep. Yeah, 3 years ago, this coming December. That's how long ago. That's how long I've been doing this now, for almost 3 years. And why it take me 3 years to get Regional 100, everything else got a little quicker? Well, because basically I was getting done some Sentai and Kamen Rider series. Yeah. Now I did Gavin. I started it basically in September of 2022, and I didn't get a chance to review the final episode. I did this one. I did take a break after, like, I think it was like after episode like 22, I think it was. Yeah, 22. And then, of course, the following year I did basically Space Sheriff Shivan. And then last year I did Scheider, that was the third one. I did that one. And after Scheider, I did the movies, obviously. And then I did Metallica. Yep, my fourth one I ever did. Yep, fourth one. I did Metallica. Then I did Spielbahn. That was past October. Took me a while, but I did get done. Yep. Yep. And after that I did Jaspion. So I did more than one or two last year. I did, let's see. You got Spielbahn, you got Schneider, Metallica, Spielbahn, Jaspion. I think overall I did like 4 last year. Yes, but I didn't exactly conclude Jaspion until just this past January. Yep. And now basically, well, this one here, Jiraiya is the first one I've done this year. Well, that I started this year. The one I'm going to start next really soon. Yes. So, I'm getting really close to finishing up this show, basically. So, I'm here discussing episodes for... Now, let's talk about the actual episodes themselves. It's episodes 41 to 45 of Jiraiya. And I'm going to do 2 more videos for this, and then I'm going to do a separate video, basically going to be discussing my final thoughts on the Showa era, because Jiraiya is the last one. It took a while, but I finally got here. Yep, took 3 years, but with episode, and I can confirm this, with episode 103, no, 104, because 103 is going to give me my final thoughts on the show era. With 104, I will officially start the second and last era for Metal Heroes, the Heisei era. With that particular era, I'm not going to go through all the shows, like I did with Showa. Well, in the case of Heisei, there is officially going to be 2. I am not going to be watching it because I'm not interested in them. So, when I finish the show, I will have only 8 left to go, not 10. Heisei did have 10 shows, but the last 2, I read about them, what the description is, and I saw the opening themes. I'm like, not interested. Not at all. Since I'm here 100, I'm going to review right now what shows I'm not going to be reviewing. Okay. What the last is going to be, you'll get. We'll get that when I get to it. So, the 2, that I have currently no plans to review or watch. One is Beetle Robot Kabatek. I have no interest in this show at all, purely because basically the whole thing is one is kids playing with robots on a quest. Yeah, it's literally a kid's show. And the other one being Tabasen Taki Robotech, which was apparently listed as the final Metal Hero series, despite the fact that the 115 one was actually more like the finale of the whole thing. So when I get to my last one, I'm not going to do which one it is, but it's one of the 8. One of the 8 is going to be my last Metal Hero series that we'll be discussing. Like I said, purely because no interest. It does not look interesting to me at all. And I've heard also that these last 2 shows are considered the black sheep of the Metal Hero series, purely because basically they're all about way too much about kids. And I'm more of the action stuff when it comes to Metal Hero stuff. So when I get a chance to get to my last show, when I finish reviewing it, I'll get my final thoughts on Metal Hero as a whole, and then I'll put this and I will officially retire this series officially after the next 8 shows. That's the ultimate plan for Metal Heroes. What episode is going to be, I don't know. What I'm hoping is, because I got to 100 here, that the plan is to hopefully get to 200. As for which one will get that far, I don't know, but I will try to get my best to 200. That's my hope for that one. Same thing with Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider definitely I'll give that definitely get out to 200, no problem. But I'm hoping this one will get that far. I hope. If not, well, I'll try something with this review series to get 200. That's my final goal with it, is to get to 200 and maybe cap it off at that point. But here to talk about the episodes finally. 41 to 45. Now these particular episodes do feature final appearances of some characters. Yes. In episode 41, this is basically Dermos is in this episode, but he disappears for the next few episodes. He's not returned until episode 46. And then he pops up for 2 more appearances after that. And that's it for him. Yeah, he does not appear a lot in this show. Yeah, I guess they decided to give the character a break. After appearing in 5 straight episodes, they decided, yeah, let's give this guy a break for about 4 episodes. Yep, 4 episodes. Because the whole thing of this one is that the Crimson Lizard, yeah, that's a ninja who first appeared in episode 5 of the show. Yes, episode 5. And this is this character's 3rd and final appearance. You're like, wait a minute, 3rd and final? Oh yeah, 3rd and final. Does he die? Shockingly, no, he does not die. It's just that they just didn't have anything for him after this. If you're really curious, like, his last appearance in this show was back in episode 31. Yes, because there have been 26 episodes between appearances. This time it's only 10. And he got his hands on a dark sword, which is a rival sword of the magnet light vacuum sword, their laser sword. So, and it turns out this actually is Dermos' sword. that somehow was sent to Earth via a time capsule. So he goes kind of insane holding the damn thing, and because he's obsessed with swords. And, well, Dormouse gets the thing back, he fights Jiraiya, and then he disappears. He doesn't die, he just basically goes away. They probably just didn't want to use him too much, because I'm guessing that probably Dormouse's suit probably was expensive. Yes, his suit was probably expensive. I guess after 5 episodes, they decided, okay, let's just hold off on him, because he's probably the most expensive thing about the show. So let's hold off on him for a little while. And then in episode, well, and that'll be when he walks off in the episode. That's the last time he ever appears in the show. Yeah, last time. 42 is kind of a weird one per se, where it's like, oh, basically Mochi's finally found out what his mother looks like, because he's never been told what the heck she looks like at all. All he knows is she died when he was very young, so he doesn't remember her at all. His siblings remember their mom, but not him. And then, just by sheer coincidence, they run into a woman who looks exactly like his late mom. A woman named Anko, who turns out she's a low-ranking ninja working for Feast Ninja Gemma. Yes. Which, I think someone's here. Yeah, basically, he is here, but it's not the same guy. Apparently, this is his successor. Yeah, so last time he appeared was back in episode 13 of the show. Yeah, 13. Interesting they brought the guy back for this episode. He, of course, gets killed off once again by Jiraiya, and the woman leaves because she hears the sob story. Here's a story basically about, the whole thing related to family. It's a really good thing for that one. And then we feature in episode 43 the final world ninja to appear in the show. Because after this one, there's no more original. This was the last one they ever did. He does return, well, somewhat in the penultimate episode. Yes, this is Miracle Ninja Shrever. The whole thing in this episode, he blinds Jiraiya, so Jiraiya has to go be driven by Rhea to the mountains to get this red lily, get the fruit, root, and of course you have his father. Really good episode. Good ninja stuff in this episode. It's got good writing. The visual storytelling is fantastic in this episode. It's by far of these 5 episodes, probably by far visually the best looking episode of the whole entire thing. And it's nothing against the episodes. Basically, it's got just good stories with it. And then for 43, yes, well, actually it was 43. In 44, we see return of Rocket Man, with the exception of his stock footage in 29. This is actually the first time he's appeared in 30 episodes. Yes, 30 episodes. And he's here in Japan because his adopted daughter, which of course they show so like he's her adopted father, the fact that she is actually like participating in some competition, and Rocket Man is coerced to try to blow up Jishin. You know, the giant robot that apparently is the guardian of Paco. Yes. Which I found that to be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, of course, basically he was meant to blow it up, but lucky enough, basically, thanks to Jiraiya, he's able to get it out, no problem. And, though, of course, Jishin does show up for the remaining episodes after. He did show up in 45, but then he skips one episode and he comes back for the last 4. He doesn't do a lot in this show, per se. It's almost like he is there to be a threat to the Demon Clan, because, well, here's the thing. The whole thing prior to this guy's debut, it's like, oh, we gotta get our hands on this tablet. And that led to basically this guy being in the way of Paso Pecco is. So the tablet itself has officially been written out of the show. Yes, because, well, Jiraiya got the other half back. They got the whole thing back. It's back in the hands of the Yajin family, and it's basically just stored away. It's not even mentioned here. It could come back in the final episodes. But at this point, they pretty much retired the tablet. It's like, what was the point of this thing? Like, the whole thing, a lot of the show was basically fighting Jiraiya, between Jiraiya and Demon Clan over this one piece of rock. And Jiraiya's got both pieces, so the whole thing is like I said, trying to coerce him, and he's retired. They do get an explanation basically in this episode, like how he first met her. The thing is, why the heck would you wait 30 episodes to bring this guy back? You bring this guy back in the 7th to last episode of the show, which didn't make any sense at all. But overall, it was a damn good episode. But don't worry, in the case of Rocket Man, this will not be his last appearance. He will return after this. He will return in the penultimate episode. Actually, return the last two. Okay, so as for the last episode discussing is episode 45. This one is quite interesting. Because you watch this episode like, wait, they're back? So, they want to kill Jiraiya to disable Jushin. So, they find the Paper Ninja. Yes. First time he's been seen in 19 episodes. Yeah, the last time he was seen was back in episode 26 of the show. Yeah, and between his debut and that episode, it only been like 14 episodes since that previous appearance. This time it's been 19. Yeah, he's coerced. And also we see the debut of the Paper Ninja Clan leader. Yeah. Who pops up for this one episode. You could say he's possibly the reason why that the Paper Ninja Clan is so portrayed as semi-evil, where they basically do anything for money and all this other stuff. And basically, Dashi just contacts him, like, hey, could you kill the Paper Ninja and kill Jiraiya? Like, sure, no problem. So, eventually, of course, he does kind of succeed in killing them both. He, of course, is killed by Jiraiya. But, of course, basically, Jushin is asked for this quick appearance to revive the two, sort of reborn, they fly off, and they're never seen again. Yep. But in the case of Paper Ninja, we will see him return soon. I'll talk about that in the next video. But, yeah. It's interesting, though, for these few episodes. It's like firstly, the final appearance of the Crimson Lizard. We see the return of the Beast Ninja for a one-off return. The Volcanic, which is episode 43. This one, of course, featured the return of... This one had the debut of a one-shot character, the Final World Ninja. And then you have 44, return of Rocket Man. And in 45, return of Paper Ninja. Very interesting stuff here. I did actually really enjoy these episodes. So the plan is for the next episode just to cover the next 2 episodes, and then I'll cover the last 3. With the next video, I will be revealing what I'm doing next. Yep. But yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. Next up, basically, we have is more Metal Heroes. Okay, next video. Bye.